Have you ever wondered if horses really sleep standing up? Just like us humans, they can lie down and drift off to dreamland. But what about when they're out grazing in the pasture or hanging out with their friends? Are they getting their beauty sleep while standing on their tippy toes? Well, today we're going to put those theories to the test and find out once and for all if horses really do snooze while standing up. So saddle up, partner, because we're about to embark on a wild ride through the world of equine slumber. And by the end of this video, you'll know the truth about standing snoozers. You won't want to miss this. When it comes to sleep, horses are just like us and need a good night's rest to stay healthy and happy. However, unlike us, horses can fall asleep pretty much anywhere at any time. But do they ever sleep while standing up? Well, let's take a closer look. In the wild, horses sleep for around 2 to 3 hours each night, but they don't do it all at once. Instead, they catch a few winks here and there throughout the day. This is called polyphasic sleep, which means they take multiple naps throughout the day instead of one long stretch of shut-eye. Now, catching some Z's while standing up isn't exactly ideal, especially for their poor old legs. But sometimes it's necessary. For example, if there's a potential predator lurking around, sleeping while standing up allows them to get away faster than if they were lying down. Plus, it's easier to keep an eye out for danger when you're upright. So in the wild, sleeping while standing up is a matter of survival. But what about domesticated horses? Do they still engage in standing snoozes? Well, as it turns out, our domesticated four-legged friends are just as prone to standing up while sleeping as their wild counterparts. In fact, many horse owners have caught their furry companions taking a quick nap on their feet. While some may argue that sleeping while standing up is perfectly safe, others claim it can cause serious health issues. So what's the truth? Well, let's take a closer look at both sides of the argument. For those who think standing up while sleeping is no big deal, they'll tell you that horses have been doing it for centuries without any apparent ill effects. After all, horses in the wild sleep while standing up all the time, and they seem to be pretty healthy overall. Plus, domesticated horses that are allowed to roam freely often engage in standing snoozes, and they don't seem to suffer any negative consequences. These folks will also point out that lying down to sleep puts stress on a horse's joints, especially if they're older or have certain health conditions. Sleeping while standing up seems to be a natural behavior for horses. Trying to force them to lie down could potentially cause more harm than good. On the other hand, those who believe that standing up while sleeping is dangerous will argue that it can lead to serious health problems, such as chronic joint pain and even laminitis, a condition that causes inflammation of the tissue that connects a horse's hoof to its leg. These folks will also point out that forcing a horse to stand up for extended periods of time, such as during transport or at shows, can exacerbate existing health issues and cause new ones to develop. They believe that standing snoozes should be limited, and that horses should be encouraged to lie down whenever possible. Now, before we reveal the truth about whether or not it's okay for horses to sleep while standing up, let's take a moment to appreciate the incredible bond between humans and these majestic creatures. Horses have been by our side for thousands of years, helping us with transportation, farming, and even in war. Their strength, grace, and intelligence have always been admired, and their ability to form a connection with humans is truly special. From the wild Mustangs of the American West to the sleek racehorses thundering down the track, horses have captured our hearts and imaginations for centuries. So now, let's get back to the topic at hand. Should horses be allowed to sleep while standing up? Well, the truth is that both sides of the argument have valid points. It's true that sleeping while standing up can cause health problems for some horses, especially if they do it excessively, or if they already have joint issues. On the other hand, it's also true that lying down can put stress on a horse's joints. Some horses may be more comfortable standing up while sleeping. So how can we keep our four-legged friends happy and healthy without causing them harm? Well, the answer, as with most things in life, lies somewhere in the middle. The key is to allow your horse to lie down whenever possible, but also to make sure they have the option to stand up if they prefer. For example, if you're bringing your horse to a show, try to find a stall with plenty of space where they can lie down comfortably. And during transport, make sure your horse has the option to lie down if they choose. Of course, you should always consult with your veterinarian to make sure you're doing what's best for your horse, especially if they have any pre-existing health conditions. It's also important to note that not all horses will show signs of discomfort if they're sleeping while standing up. Some horses may appear to be perfectly fine, even if they're standing up for extended periods of time. Therefore, it's essential to be observant and pay attention to your horse's body language and overall demeanor. If you notice that your horse is showing signs of discomfort or pain, then it's time to make some changes and allow them to lie down more often. If you're still scratching your head over this whole standing snoozer thing, don't worry, you're not alone. It's a pretty confusing topic with valid points on both sides of the fence. But that's why we're here to help clear up the confusion so you can make the best decision for your beloved horse. First off, let's talk about the benefits of standing up while sleeping. For one, it's totally normal and natural for horses to catch some Z's on their feet. In the wild, they do it all the time. Let's face it, they haven't been known to complain about it. Plus, sleeping while standing up gives your horse a better view of their surroundings. It means they'll be able to keep an eye out for any potential predators or, pesky humans trying to steal them away for a life of domestication. Standing up also gives them better access to fresh air and allows them to keep cool in hot weather. And let's be real, horses can get pretty toasty. What about the downsides of standing up while sleeping? Well, for starters, it can be tough on their legs and feet. All that weight bearing can wear them down over time, leading to discomfort and even injury. Not to mention that sleeping while standing up makes it harder for them to get a good night's rest. All that tossing and turning can make it difficult to fall asleep and stay that way. Let's not forget about the digestive woes that come with standing snoozes. When your horse is standing up, it's harder for them to move their gut along, which can lead to constipation and other digestive issues. Nobody wants a gassy, grumpy horse, trust me. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to let your horse sleep while standing up is up to you. Just remember to weigh the pros and cons carefully and do what's best for your furry friend. Why not try setting up a comfy stall with plenty of bedding where your horse can lie down and relax whenever they want? That way they'll have the option to stand up if they want, but they'll also have a cozy spot to snooze. Now, before we wrap up this episode of Horse Tales, it's time for some shameless self-promotion. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an exciting installment. And if you've got a burning question about horses that you want us to answer, just leave it in the comments below. Who knows, your question might become the topic of our next thrilling episode. Keep on curiousing, my friends, and we'll see you next time on Horse Tales.